Hi, I'm Stefan, the BMW DIY guy, and if you watch my install of the new canDO Plus module in your BMW, I want to show you how to use it. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and jump into the car. Now, you're gonna need a laptop for this. I'm gonna walk you through this process. The canDO Plus module has its own Wi-Fi and its own web UI, which is really, really cool. So it's got a user interface you can walk through. So you're gonna definitely need to make sure to have a laptop to do this, and I'm gonna walk you through the whole process. All right, let's jump into the car, let's get started. All right, guys, I wanna walk you through this whole process now. Forgive the rumble, I've got my car running. But I'm going to walk you through how to connect to the device and walk you through some of the basic functionality. Now, there are so many things you can do with this device. I don't have an opportunity to walk through all of them, but I want to show you a highlight, and then you can start to look at this as well. So the first thing you're going to want to do is actually connect to the Wi-Fi. So I've got my laptop here. So go down to your Wi-Fi browser and look for the canDO connection. So as you can see, it's right here. So canDO. And we're going to connect to it. And I set it not to connect automatically because I don't want it coming up every single time. And it's canDO BMW is the SSID password. So as you can see, it's canDO BMW. All right, then click next. It's gonna walk through getting connected to it. And then you're gonna wanna launch the browser. So once it finishes the network requirements, we're gonna go over to the browser, and you can do canDO.local, just like that. And then it's going to load. So now it's going to ask you a couple of questions as we go through, but we're going to walk through and get this connected to make it work. All right, so you can see once it loads, let me close this and get that out of the way. Comes up with a disclaimer, the warranty and the rest. All right, so then we are going to use it. So let's go here, and we're going to agree. Now, here's what we're looking at. Now, I've already connected once, so I've got some basic functionality set up that I want to show you, but I want to show you all the rest. So the primary things you're going to be doing here is in the associations page. So let me get rid of both of these, and I want to show you what this looks like. So you've got the trigger, engine start, scroll wheel. These are your steering wheel. Anything on the canvas that it can see. What I want is M1, M2 enable. So that means when I hit the M1 or M2 buttons on my steering wheel, what I want is M Sport mode. So that's going to set my display into M Sport mode. When I hit my M1 or M2 buttons, I hit associate, which creates the association, and then I click save. And that's going to write it to the device. Now, when we actually do it here on the controls, it flipped over. That is so cool, guys. I can't tell you how cool that is. All right, so the next thing I want to do is when I do the M1, M2 disable, I want to go back to road mode. I'm going to create that association. I'm going to click save. It goes right back over. So now when I click out of it, it flips back to my main road mode on my display, which is so cool. Now, there are so many options you can do here, and it's really going to you want to spend your time and figure out what you want to do with this display. You can see there's map long press, home long press, things off the iDrive controller itself. You can see your controller up, down. You can change the associations if you wanted a certain shortcut. When you look at what the actions are, there are so many actions. So you can get into your different chassis settings, you can get into your stability settings, on and on and on as you go through all of these different options. So I love the M traction control. And I've seen some examples of this already where people set it up on engine start. They want it to start up in M2 mode. They want it to start in Sport Plus mode. They want their traction control set to a certain level. So this gives you the ability to have like a daily driver setup and a send it setup in your, and this is just focusing on your M1, M2 buttons. Obviously there's a ton that you can do here. Now, the other thing you can see is when we look at the spy functionality here, this is actually what's going on inside the device itself, and as it's talking and listening to your car. This is how the developers at canDO discovered, as you can see it scrolling there, discovered all of the things that your car is doing because they're looking for what the CAN bus is saying. Now, lastly, let's get into settings here really quick. Now, make sure to check out, they have a really good PDF with all of their information in it, but this is also how you can go out and check from time to time and see if there's new updates for your canDO Plus module. They're going to be updating it over time. They're going to be adding functionality over time. They've already done so a couple of times. So here you'd come in, you put in your home Wi-Fi, you put in your password and hit connect, and then the device itself is going to connect to your Wi-Fi, go out, look for any updates, automatically update your device, and move on. Now, a couple of things here. Stealth mode. I want to make sure to point that out right here. This basically stops the device from talking. So if you wanted to take your car into the dealership, for example, and you're worried that they might have a problem with you having this module in the car, connect with your laptop before you go, click it into stealth mode, and go ahead and click save. Off you go. It's going to stop talking. All right, so this really is a relatively simple start. It's a very easy UI to work through, as you can see. And lastly, of course, you can force the module to restart if for whatever reason you wanted to do that. But this is where it's really going to get into it. And I've got some basic functionality that you can tell that I've already got set up here as we look at this list. And I'm really excited to see what the enthusiast community does with this as well. Now, I can't show you yet, but apparently there's a really cool combination that I can add some associations in that will change my cabin lighting at the same time. So what I want to do, and maybe I'll do a follow-up for you guys, when I press my M2, my send it settings, all of my sport modes, everything else, my display changes, I want my interior lighting to change as well. This is the power of this device in your car. So many options of what you can do, and I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with as well. So hey, if you come up with a great combination of features and functions, make sure to share them, because we're all going to learn how this works, and I'm sure you guys are going to come up with some really cool settings as you go. All right, so like I said, this is just the start. I actually like the drift mode too. That's really cool. So in that case, if you wanted, like for example, my send it button to also flip to drift mode over on my main display, it will. These are things BMW should have done. canDO Plus has done a fantastic job in setting this up so you can do it, and now you can too. All right guys, connect, try it out. Let me know what it looks like when you go through this as well. All right, so as you can tell, this is only just the beginning. And so for me, I went looking for an answer to my car, my new iDrive 8 car. I didn't understand why I could configure everything except my sport displays when I switch over. It should do that anyway. So I went looking for a solution for a single thing when I found the canDO Plus module that does a lot more than that. So the complexities of how you set up those associations can really have a degree of sophistication beyond just the one thing I was trying to solve. Their developers are fantastic. They're still working with the CanSpy module and looking at what this device can do within our cars. So it's going to expand over time as well. I'm also really looking forward to seeing what you guys do with this, and make sure to share that. You set up a certain association a certain way, and now you get really cool functionality that your car wouldn't do otherwise. So make sure to share. I really appreciate the great guys at canDO Plus. I love having their product in the car, and I cannot wait to learn of all the cool things it's going to do. Please make sure to click like and subscribe. It makes a big difference to my channel. I would really appreciate it, and that way you get notifications of upcoming events, DIYs, new car reviews, new devices, you name it, it's gonna be awesome. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next project.